You're not coming in.
Here's syringes there.
No, you're not. Look. Oh, what's wrong? See, look.
Kia ora, syringe. Welcome to my broadcast. It just started, so you haven't missed a thing. Why I said I wasn't on, that's because I hadn't turned my camera on. Kia ora, welcome to my broadcast. Sometimes we need to learn to win a game. Can you remember being a child and having your whole life in front of you? Remember those big plans and big dreams that you had? Kia ora. I didn't turn it on because I wanted to play my music first. That's why I didn't turn it on. Kia ora, welcome to my broadcast. My name is Joe Stevens. I live in Wellington, New Zealand. The time is 3:10 p.m. and the date is the 15th of July 2018. And it's just gone overcast. It was fine this morning and this afternoon today, but now it's just gone overcast, so it's gone crappy. My moderator is Sandy Stevens, and I think everybody's out having a good Sunday afternoon here. Anyway, might just show you something first, Serene, before I get cracking. Hey?
Bye. Bitcoin Scott.
Oh, kia ora, Scotty. Welcome. Just going to share my screen and just to show you a design that I've been up to, playing around with. This is in Photoshop. What you can see down here, which I'm still doing, I haven't finished bringing it up yet, but by the time I finish doing it, it will be a hand underneath that light bulb. All I did was take his light bulb out, chuck it on the ground outside, and then take a photograph of it. It's just as simple as that. And then just add what you want to add in it. And yes, this is what I love doing. I love working in Photoshop. And you add the bird in, and you add this little fella here. These two young boys, and you'll see this in my toolbox as well. And right now, there's one in there, but it's not the same as this. So that's just something I just wanted to show you. And before I get into, well, what would I put in my toolbox? See, this is what I got in my toolbox. I took out a picture that I had in here, and I thought, nah, this one looks way, way better. So I threw this one in. Okay.
Oh, so
Stop
it looks
sharing.
like the dove. She said the dove is the messenger.
Yep. Yep, that's why I put it in there. I had God's hands in there, but they just somehow they didn't work. It just didn't want. It was just too much complication in putting the hands in there. So I thought I'll try something different and we'll see what happens. And I did. Yeah, it is. It's just how you layer things. That's all it is. Go away, you. Yep, that's all it is. It's just how you layer things. That's all it is, and how you present them and how you tidy it up, and then you've got to make the effect like they're actually there, like it's actually done. So, you grab something like a bottle and you just chuck it out on the lawn, and then you take a photo of it. Grab a light bulb, do the same thing, chuck it out on the lawn. As long as it's clear and you've got sort of clouds and everything around it, take a photo of it and see what it looks like. Even a flower, you can put a person sitting on a flower on it. There are untold different things that you can do. Anyway, I started off with sometimes we just need to learn to win a game. Can you remember being a child and having your whole life in front of you? Remember those big plans, the big dreams that you had? When you were young, when you were young, what did you want to be when you grew up? What did you want to be, Scotty, when you got older?
Oh, Stephen.
Oh, welcome, Stephen. Welcome to my broadcast. A pilot. Yeah. Serenes. Teacher. I mean, what did you want to be when you were small, and what did you want to be when you were little? That's what I'm asking. When you were a child, what did you want to be when you? See, for me, I wanted to be an architect. A hairdresser. And you ended up being a chef?
Chef.
Well, dressing's there. You have to dress the plate. Pilot. Pilot. An astronaut.
Oh, wow.
Why not? Why not? Everything was possible. When you're a kid, everything is possible. Exactly. See, I wanted to be an architect. I wanted to design. That's all. That's what I really wanted to do. And well, mine actually started when my first ever design that I did. And your dream can come true. And saying, can yours do, Stephen? And an astronomer. So I just wanted to design. And I wanted to design buildings and everything that went with it. At college, I loved tech drawing. I was really a crap artist. I couldn't draw people's faces for pittance. Don't ask me to try and draw. Don't ask me to try and draw Mr. Stephen Cuffy's face. No, I couldn't do that. I'm not a designer like that. Or my wife's. I can't get a person's face. I just can't draw it. Might be able to do it in abstract, but heck no, I can't draw people's faces. It's so hard. For me, it is. But give me a slide rule, protractor, compass, not a problem. I can draw buildings, piece of cake, and it's because I love it. My first ever design that I did was our school fence at college. When I was going to school, they asked us all how to design, if we could design a fence, and the winner would get their fence built at the college in a certain area. So we all knuckled down, and I won the and my design won it.
See what Bitcoin's got.
I am talking to the pilot instructors now to see if, yeah, why not? Wow, that's awesome. Yeah, so that's what I did. That's where my designing first came in, was when I drew up all the scale version of a fence for the college with all the measurements and everything, and this included scrolls that went into the middle of the fence. And to this day, my fence still stands. I designed it in 1975, and that fence is still there. It might be in a bit, a few well, it's been mended a few times because of the kids sitting on it and that, but it's still there. 43 years later, and it's still there. So that was my first design, and I'm just there. Weathered, painted, but with a lot of rust-proof paint on it because it was a steel fence, not a wooden one. So why didn't I know then that these hands that I was given could do things like this? Why didn't I know that I could design stuff that I could have been doing that job this day? Must have been my well, it was. I know it was tough at home when I was growing up because living on the farm, you had to get up really early and every morning, and you're up at 3 o'clock in the morning. You're going out and you're catching your and in those days, as I said, a little while back, that we used to live in an old batch with mud floors, and we used to have to go out. I used to have to get up at 3 o'clock in the morning, cook the breakfast, catch my dad's horse for him, and catch mine as well, saddle them all up, and then we'd be off at about 4 o'clock in the morning around all the hills, working the hills until about 6:30, where I'd come back, jump on the school bus or get ready for school, jump on the school bus, go to school at 7 o'clock. And then most of my day was up till was at school. So after school, come back on the horse, back on the hills, mustering or doing whatever, and working with cattle. And then shearing time and all that different thing, all those different things, and fixing fences, scrub cutting and all that. We had no time to play to sort of on the weekends, when you did manage to get away, when father and that were having a few drinks and that, and you just jump on a horse and go to your mate's place. So, designing and that at that time wasn't even in my head unless I went to school, and then that's where designing came in. When I was at school, I could do something that I loved. I enjoyed. So why didn't I know then what these hands could do? And why didn't I have that same mindset? Well, you don't when you're a young kid. You just do what you're told to do. And it wasn't until I learned things that helped me when I left home on how to survive. But see, doing a lot of things like building things, designing things, fixing things, that was all in my blood. That came from my grandparents and my dad, and it came from a lot of people. Tons of people in my family know how to fix things just like that. We just grab something, bang, we can fix it. Problem solving is something that we just did naturally. Yes, natural abilities. And designing was the biggest thing that I just really enjoyed. See, not only building a steel fence or designing a steel fence, I also drew up my plans so that I could build that swimming pool decking. That well, I got no building experience at all. I'd never been a builder, yet I managed to build a deck around a swimming pool by myself. Why didn't I know back then what I could do now? You just don't, hey? You just got a different mindset back when you were a kid and as you're growing up. See, my dad always wanted us to join the armed forces. I wanted to go to Polytech to learn more about design. I didn't want to go to university. I wanted to go to Polytech and learn more about design and architect. But I wasn't given the chance to because we didn't have the cash flow. Well, Dad and them didn't have the cash flow behind them to send me there. So into the armed forces I went. So I joined the Navy, and I joined the Navy as an electrician, but actually changed jobs while I was in there and ended up becoming a storeman. And I enjoyed that job too because you used your head on where everything was, and I started to learn numbers. So part numbers were just bang. I could rattle off a part number to you, like if you knew what you wanted and you gave me some of that part number, I'd go bang, 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 and write it down. And I knew the part number. And there were thousands and thousands of stuff in the stores. But you just tell me part of that number and I could rattle off the rest for you. Piece of cake. And that's how I learned. I had a mind that when it comes to telephone numbers, bah, no good. But when it came to part numbers, simple. Because part numbers went in a sequence. And Eddie was in the Army, Kiwi engineer, and Eddie was in the Army. Loved the Navy.
Not.
I loved the Navy. My older brother, and see, my father wanted us to join the armed forces, but he really wanted us to join the Army. My older brother joined the Army first. Then my other younger brother, he joined the Navy. But I was right behind him because he got his call up a couple of days before me. And so both of us were in the Navy together. And then the oldest sister, she joined the Army. And that's where it stopped. But at least all the elders were in the Army, were in the armed forces. And that kept Dad happy for quite a while. But it wasn't where I wanted to be. I did 5 years in the Navy, but it really wasn't where I wanted to be. And so when I left the Navy, I suppose I was following someone else's dreams. It wasn't my dreams. And so I went from job to job to job, but I was doing what, 4 years here, 4 years there, then 10 years, then 10 years, and it was just not where I wanted to be. Anyway, around 1999 to 2003, when I was doing my diploma of computing and graphic design, I thought, hang on, this is where I want to be. This is what I want to do. I'm in the right place now. And I was. In 2000 and between 1999 and 2003, I was in the right place. I was where I wanted to be. I was designing, I was teaching, and I was learning. And that's where I learned. And that's where I learned even more in designing and problem solving. So, did I have the right attitude at the time? Heck yes. I was in the right place. I had the right mindset. Number one, I had design back in me.
Oh,
Number two, I love problem solving. Number three, I wanted to win. Number four, I loved the challenge. What else? Number five, I was around positive people. And six, I got a job in the industry. And after I graduated, that was after I graduated, I got a job in the industry teaching. And within a matter of days, I became a supervisor. And within a matter of months, I became the IT administrator. So I was an administrator during the day, and I was a supervisor and teacher at nighttime. I loved the job there, and it didn't worry me how many hours I was doing. I just enjoyed the job. I passed all of the tests to join the Air Force, but my mum didn't want me to join. Oh, awesome. Maybe it's awesome. Maybe it's oh, awesome. Maybe it's the right timing.
Move notification to actions.
Yeah, I passed the test. But your mum, this is what happened to my dad. That happened to Dad when he joined the army, but he wanted to, fight in. He wanted to go overseas to not be one of the odd people out and go over and do his part and fight. And my grandmother didn't sign the papers for him, and so he was, he got left behind, and I think he just became angry after that when grandmother didn't want to let him go overseas to fight. But would we have had a dad now? I don't know. But would we have? Would I have had a dad if he had gone overseas? Would I be here now? I don't know. but that was a long time back. You see, with me, I was an IT administrator and a supervisor, and I had an awesome job. I loved it. I was teaching people. I was designing at the same time, and I was problem solving. And so what happened? Well, Australia happened. And I, and I went to Australia. And so I went to Australia. And as a lot of us Kiwis do, you go over to Aussie, do the Australia, you have the Australian experience. You got to do it. Yeah. And so, yeah, I got shipped off to Australia. But was that me sending me to go there? Was it what I wanted? Well, it looked like it was the right choice at the time, but to me, I don't think so. I think it wasn't. Yeah. Yep. Sandy sent me packing. Sent me to Australia to get the Australia experience in. Oh, it's fine here. I was doing what I was wanting to do, enjoying it. Then you get shunted off to Australia, and you get there and you think, okay, well, what am I going to do here? See if I can get into the industry. And I tried that many times to get into the industry over there. It wasn't funny. Where one interview, one job was advertising, and there were over 2,000 applicants. 2,000. And it was for an IT administrator's job. And it was for Australian Post. They said, because there are so many applications, we have to go through a, weeding out.
Oh,
Welcome, Mahalko. Thank you for joining us. They had to do this weeding out thing. So I got down to the top 100. Then I got into the top 50. Then I got into the top 20. And all of this by having to send different things into them to keep your application going. And then I got down to the top 5, where you had to actually go in and have an interview. And out of the top 5, they chose 2 to go in for the final interview. So I got into the top 5 for the next interview. Then I got into the top 2. And I let myself down with one question. Do you know how to migrate? Was the question they asked me, and I went, ugh. Do you think the words could come out of there? Nah. And yet I knew the answer. But do you think I could say it in the interview? Someone had my mouth shut. I just couldn't tell them the answer about migration. I knew the answer, but it just wouldn't come out. I walked out that door, and as soon as I got out of the door and I turned around to the lady and I went, blah, 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 blah. And she said, why didn't you say that in there? And I went, no. The words just wouldn't come out. That's all that was. The words just couldn't come out. I just couldn't say it. So, unfortunately, I missed out on the job because of that. So, 2,000 applicants down to the top 2. Not too bad for this Kiwi. So, I went home. opened my wallet up and I went, license, I can drive a truck. And that's what I ended up doing in Aussie. For 12 years, I drove big rigs. No, not Tonka toys. Big rigs, big trucks. And then after 12 years, we moved back here. And this is where I am now. But for those that didn't see this when I first started my broadcast, I'm just going to go back and just show you a little bit of what I've been doing for my toolbox. So I'm just going to share my screen and we'll just shoot back there.
No thumbs.
It's better looking in here. And this is what I've been designing in Photoshop. The hand that's down on the bottom there will change, and it will be different than what it looks here. But all you do with Photoshop and that when you're designing it is make sure your layers are in the right place, like this. You can move your layers around. You can move this back up there like that. And that all changes, all disappears. But the dog, and I think a lot of you have seen this poster of these two young boys that were on the step. Anybody notice something in this area? I can't see the chat because I haven't got it up. Oh yeah, here we go. But yeah, this is what I've just finished. Oh well, not finished, not quite yet. I just got to do the hand properly. Once I've done all of that and finished that, I'm going to place that into my toolbox. And this is going to be my impact photo or impact picture. Okay. I just want to say I'm just going to stop sharing. I just want to say thank you, people, for being here on my broadcast today. And I'll just bring everything back up again. This is my 48th broadcast. Thought I wouldn't even get past 10. And I've enjoyed every 48 one of them. And I've enjoyed broadcasting to everybody here. Today, I just want to say thank you again, Serene, for being here. And I still can't find your channel. I think a lot of us are just struggling to find your channel. Maybe until you post it up into the Kringle Cash back office. That would help. Thank you, Mr. Stephen Cuffey. Awesome having you here. Thank you, brother. Thank you, Scotty, again for being here on my broadcast. We're missing Mr. Gilbert today, eh? He must be out on a aircraft carrier again. Thank you very much, Mahalko, for being here as well. And I just want to say thank you to my wife for moderating for me. It's been awesome, just awesome. I just love, and these things behind me. This one here is a putty. These two here are medes. So gaps in between them, here. And here we're for weapons of long, the long taihas. And when they threw, these were lethal, very lethal. They could crack your head open and the back. But these, they could catch a rifle and twist, and they could catch a spear. They were very lethal when Māoris used to fight in those olden days. My nephew made this one for me. It was my 40th or 40th or 50th birthday. He made this one for me. And he made this one for my 40th birthday. This one. Oh, made it for my wife's birthday, sorry, not mine. But yeah, they are both lethal. But that's where they stay. Those were in the olden days. And now they're just for show, and that's all they are, just for show.
Sandy, my link is above on my channel.
Oh, okay. Anyway, thank you very much for people for tuning up to my broadcast today. Yeah, it's just getting that right mindset and just knowing what I want, knowing where I want to go. Thank you very much, Stephen. Thank you very much, Shireen. Thank you very much, Mahalko. And thank you very much, Scotty, for being here today. Awesome. Awesome. You did show it. It's just mean.
Oh, Gilbert dedicates his Sundays to our Lord.
Oh, yeah.
Fair enough.
Fair enough. And I just like to say, ka kite anō people, which means see you soon. Kia ora. I won't be broadcasting tomorrow or Tuesday. I'll be back on Wednesday. So I'm starting to have Monday and Tuesdays off because of doing time for my wife and my family and doing things that we want to do. Plus visiting other people and prospecting for, I'm not prospecting because that sounds gangish, doesn't it? But speaking to people about TBC. But on behalf of myself and my wife, have a very happy day, or very happy evening, and very happy night, very happy morning. Enjoy, and we'll catch you back on Wednesday. I will be following you every day though. Even though I'm not broadcasting, I will jump onto people's broadcasts no matter what. When I'm up, I watch. Ka kite anō, if you want any details. The only thing that's missing on my information below is my email, because I don't want it on here. But ka kite anō. Bye-bye for now. See you, people. Yo,